Last one on the tape deck for a while. Well, I think this might need some adjustment. I know what it is. I see it now. When I took that off, this piece, you guys, I'm not even talking to anybody. Are you there? Hello? Anybody there? Alright, when I took this thing off here, I took this off first thinking that was the way you get that off, but it's not. This piece here's got to be readjusted. So it needs to come up a little bit, I think. Oh. There we go. See, now that wasn't even turning, so I know that wasn't the noise maker. So it's got to be this one or this one. I'm going to track this down if it takes all I got. Anyway, this is all lubed up now. That's my justification. So that, like I say, leaves one of these two. Because it doesn't work, it doesn't do anything, or it doesn't have a problem when it's doing that. Because everything is still running. As you'll see. It's only when these two here are engaged. So we got, this is probably part of it. This is going to have to be cleaned off. Probably need to do that next. Clean the gunk off of this. I can do that, I think, with, yeah, like that, with nothing touching it that way. Get some, what do you call it, on there and start cleaning that. Yeah, you see, that is ridiculous. It stopped it. See, that was just, apparently just going on its own, because I guess that doesn't, yeah, I guess that doesn't go. Okay. Let's try this. That goes. Yeah, I think it still goes there, yeah. Let's try it now. Oh, I keep losing my contact here. Oh boy, look at all that gunk come over there. I don't really want to do it with the wheel touching because, you know, it's just, I don't really want to get anything on the rubber. I'm going to use a rubber renew on that. See what I can do here. Yeah, all that's cleaning off pretty good. I think that cleaned it, or that made it a little bit better, just taking that rough stuff off. Yep, it did. There's a spot there. See those spots there like that? I think it's part of the problem, if not all of it. So clean those off and go from there. I'm going to have to use my, what do you call it, on that. So, alright, I think enough's enough, as they say. I think you guys have seen enough on this to know that we did solve the big problem, I should say, which is this one here. So with that solved, this thing's just turning like nobody's business now, so I'm happy about that. Got to clean the capstan, pinch roller, all that stuff's got to be cleaned. But again, like I say, I want to wait until my rubber renew gets here. I don't reckon it would hurt to clean it with alcohol, but I just soon to use the right stuff. Alright, I'm going to get some more Q-tips out here and more alcohol. and start in on this. So you guys go take a siesta or something. It's 9:08 now in the evening. That's about as good as I can get it. It's not perfect. I have greased this wheel. I haven't greased this one yet, and I am going to do this one, but I did clean it on its thing, and it doesn't seem to have helped it much at all as far as the bumpiness of it. It's a possibility that I may need to take one of those files and just, you know, run that around here a little bit, get some of the bumpiness off of it. I hadn't thought about that, but you know, I'm thinking about it. So let's see what else here. I think I gotta do, like I said, I gotta put the cap back on this one. That goes back on there, but it's got to be stopped, obviously. Like that. And that cap will have to come off, and then more grease than that put in there and cleaned as best I can. I didn't do anything scraping wise, like I just cleaned it with alcohol, and I'll use the rubber renew when it comes in, and that should do it, I would think. The only thing I plan on doing that is just dabbing it on there with a cotton swab, and then I'll wipe it off. I think you let it set for a little bit and wipe off the dirt, supposedly. So we'll try that. This has to be cleaned, obviously. I think this comes apart here. I think that's just like a little hubcap. Oh, you guys are not even looking at it. The pinch roller, I think this is like kind of like a little hubcap. And then comes off, and then there's another E-clip behind that, I'm sure. But it's got quite a bit of grease on it down that way. Doesn't feel too bad up there. So I think that's pretty good. Now, the time you put the reel of tape on and listen to that noise along with that noise, it's probably a normal noise. I mean, not that bad when it was new, I'm sure, but with that much mileage on it, I mean, it's probably not got a lot of hours on it, but it's, you know, it's been used, obviously. So I think what I'm going to do is call this a night. I think I made some good progress. I got that done. Quit making noises. Now I haven't put that down on the flat, I don't think. Let me do that before I stop and see if it makes noise with it on the flat. Alright, it does make some noise that way. I mean, not this thing, but this. So, one problem solved, one still to be solved, I guess. That may not be as bad as it was. I know it's not as bad as it was. The only thing I really haven't figured out yet is the pause. That is supposed to be pause. Obviously an adjustment somewhere. Like right there, maybe. See, that's another thing that might be that adjustment there, but you know, it's got to have enough to let it go, I think. Yeah, that makes it pause there, but see, this doesn't stop this from turning. Of course, with it in pause, the pinch roller is not touching, so that would keep that from turning. But this thing's going to pull that tape no matter what. So I've got to figure that out. It's probably just a lubrication thing like this brake lever was. So I'll need to maybe this thing here. So we'll get that figured out. But everything else seems to be working just right. Like I say, it's got a little noise to it, but I don't know how you get that out of there. I've done everything I can think of to do it. So anyway, that's where we're going to stop for the evening. It is, again, 9:14. I'm sure Bob's gone to bed. I haven't heard from him. He's having phone problems too. That might be probably part of it. He may have emailed me and said he was gone to bed or whatever. But I think what I'm going to do, let this sit here and run a little while. It won't hurt it, obviously. That's what it's made for. And kind of go from there. See. Now I do have to clean the heads. I'm not going to bother cleaning the heads until I make sure the sound works. It could be bad heads, you know, you never can tell. Or head, I should say. It's record and playback. I need to adjust the micro switch just a little bit. I think it's probably, it might be alright, come to think of it, because it's going to be pushed out pretty much like that. So that might be good. So let me put it on. Fast forward. Now see, now that's supposed to be turning the reel. Let's see what happens when I go into pause. See, now it's moving over this way. Play goes down. Pause brings it up. No, that's not pause. This is pause. Pause makes it go down. Play doesn't change it any except for to make the stuff turn. That just all that does is does that. So I would have thought some of this would have changed a little bit in pause. You never can tell. I you know, some of this stuff is just, I could have something wrong here, but still it wasn't pausing before I messed with it. So I got all this back pretty much exactly like it was, I'm sure, because everything's working just like it was. It even stops now. How about that? I was happy about getting that brake working. Let's turn it off. And we'll let it sit overnight. See what it does in the morning. I'm going to go on the computer and check my emails and other stuff that I need to check. Put the lid back on the grease so it don't dry out. Not that I've ever really heard of grease drying out that bad, sitting there with new grease like that. Alright, you guys have a pleasant evening. Thanks for watching, and we will see you.